Hey everybody, I just wanted to show and do a little video here. I'm with a beautiful little girl. And what's your daughter's name? Olivia. So we just dropped in. I'm on my way to a meeting in Penticton. And what happened to your daughter?
She was born with the complication with the cord around the neck, and they were ready for an operation for taking her out, and she was 45 minutes without oxygen. She was dying inside. Eventually, when they did, she was not breathing on her own, and she basically was dead. But they wanted to incubators and start pumping air into her, and she survived. And they said that was a miracle that she survived for so long without oxygen. But because of that, the all intestines or stomach, intestines, everything was peeled because of the lack of oxygen, right? And she was day and night crying for 3 years in spasm of pain. She was carrying her day and night and just walking with her all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So just so you know, I came here and I just worked on her for how long? 15 minutes?
Yeah.
15 minutes. And take a look here and you can see the side of her neck where I worked, okay? So is there a big difference here now in the length of her neck compared to the other side?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
So it's probably her neck on this side where I worked. Let me see here. Let me just come around. Let me flip this, okay? So I worked on this side of her neck, okay? So take a look. Look how open it is. So her jaw was snapping, and I went in here and I got rid of the calcification, the scar tissue, and then you could hear the crunching, couldn't you, in her neck, okay? They could hear the crunching in her neck. Now, they've went to chiropractors, they've done everything they can, but nobody knows this technique. I'm telling you the God's truth. It's called Wolf Non-Surgical. I put it together 40 years ago. And take a look at the other side, which I'm going to do tomorrow. But you want to see the difference, and they were both like this, weren't they? You see how this side here is so short and it's contracted? I will show you tomorrow that I will make that side of the neck the same as this side of the neck. Look at this. That's a normal neck now. Now, they were the same, weren't they? Were they the same?
Yeah, they were short.
They were exactly the same shortness. You need to get this. It may seem like I'm cocky, but I'm trying to introduce to the world that it's all about calcification, crystallization, and scar tissue.
Yeah.
You can adjust all you want and align the body all you want, but it's going to come right back out because scar tissue causes tendons, ligaments, and muscles to get shorter. Let me tell you something. If I work on her spine, I'll make her 1 inch taller. Because of the compression that's in her discs. We don't lose calcium. That's not why we get shorter. We lose height because the discs in between the vertebrae, okay, have become dehydrated due to inflammation. Now understand something. So she was in terror and pain for 3 years, crying.
Right.
Now, if she was crying for 3 years, you look at this. So how much terror, how much trauma's in here and in her neck? So do you know why I get pissed off? Because we have all of these specialists, we have all of these body workers, and everybody says I'm the crazy one. Let me tell you something. I've only started to rain thunder. Because understand, if you're not dealing with getting the calcium back into the bones, melting the crystallization, opening up the scar tissue, this girl hasn't got a chance. And this beautiful family here, they've been working with her. How old is she now?
33.
Okay, so now in 33 years, okay, ready for this? This is not about me, guys. It's not about me. Has anybody walked into your house and did this quick?
No, never.
never. They didn't offer any help this way. Just they said she don't gonna survive more than 12 years.
Okay, so now what happens, because you've been doing our nutraceuticals, right? Our high energy nutraceuticals. Now what happens if I get in and we start working on her ankles, open those up, open up her knees? What if we get in and we do her abdomen where all of those adhesions are and I take them apart with my elbow? What if I go in and I do her spine and I bring in more communication and more light, more frequency? And remember something, the spinal fluid picks up information from the core, which is her abdomen, which we know that she has tons of adhesions in her abdomen. Okay? Now, I get rid of the adhesions. Okay? Look, this is not about curing. This is not about reversing. This is about giving this beautiful girl a better life. Because guess what? Her jaw has been locked for 30, how old? 33 years. Her jaw's been locked. And did I just unlock it? The one side. Tomorrow, I'm going to come and unlock the other side of her jaw. And guess what? The only thing you're going to have to deal with now, if everybody takes a look, you see how her tongue's sticking out? Yeah. Okay, now, once we unlock her jaw on both sides, then we have to teach her to put her tongue back in, because guess what? Everything's a program. Yeah. Everything's a program. Let me tell you something. You can get somebody, okay, and you can tell them that heroin's no good for you, alcohol's no good for you, smoking's no good for you, eating all that garbage is no good for you, but they're just going to go back and do it because it's a prominent, dominant program in the subconscious. So if we can get you and your wife to actually start teaching her that, because I just released her jaw on this side, I went in and released the whole neck. Now her vagus nerve, which looks after dumping the dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, is now open. Tomorrow when I come, we'll do another little video and we'll see if she sleeps better. Okay. We'll see if she feels better. We'll see if, okay? All right? All right? She's tired now. Do you know why she's tired? Because guess what? We released so much drama. Now, everybody needs to get this, okay? You have issues in your tissues because you had them in your brain. And understand, every one of you that out there that keep on telling your drama story, you're going to get sicker. And you're going to make everybody else in the family sicker. Stop telling your drama story. And you know what everybody does is this. Today, you know what the biggest thing is? Oh my God. So anyways, I talked to the gentleman that I work with, his wife, and he goes, you know what, Daryl? 3 years ago when you told me that I had trauma and I never dealt with it, guess what? I just found a PTSD, okay, therapist. Well, there's no such thing as PTSD. It's just shell shock, where you tell the story over and over again. You traumatize the living crap out of yourself until you become a victim. Okay? All right? So, and he goes, and guess what? I'm going to be able to check in with him every day so that we can retell my story until I no longer do. And I'm going, you're serious? You're really serious? I said, why don't you just do what I told you 3 years ago and stop telling everybody how you're so crippled, how you had such a terrible upbringing, okay? Yeah. So what we just did, she's different, okay? So what we just did is we just released all that trauma that she's been hanging on to. I mean, look at this. Look at how soft it is in there now. Softer. Feel it. Okay? So you can only do so much. And look at, okay? So, and guess what? That side of her neck might even bruise a little. Now, what does bruising mean? Bruising does not mean that Dr. Wolf went in and beat her up. Oh my God, please, let's all wake up. Bruising means that the contamination, okay, and the trauma that was held in her neck will come up, and the bruising. Let me tell you, did you ever have somebody say, my God, I've got bruises. I didn't even bang into anything. Well, that person is rotten to the core. They have tissue rotting, okay? So understand that, everybody, okay? So healthy people don't bruise. Unhealthy people bruise. And you're going to find wherever you have a physical block or you had trauma, you are going to bruise until you unleash those fearful emotions from the area and get rid of the physical block. Remember something, you can't have pain, you can't have stiffness, you can't have swelling, okay, and you can't have inflammation unless you've got physical blocks. Oh yeah, but go ahead. You keep on going to the medical doctors and they'll say they'll keep an eye on it until it's time for them to cut a piece of it out or cut a piece of you out. Or we could go in and we could take the fibers apart and allow your spirit energy, your blood, your circulation to come back into it and revive those tissues just like that, okay? Remember something, okay? All right? When we do this work, we are not getting rid of scar tissue. We're bringing back in your spirit energy, your light, your blood supply, your lymph supply, and your tissues that were scar tissue, that were tumors, that were fibroids. They go, we're back. Thanks for the oxygen. Thanks for the frequency. Thanks for the vibration. And it'll change just before your eyes. And understand something. It's not going to change before your eyes if you buy into their BS. If you buy into my BS, my belief system, that you're a light energy, electrical, magnetic being, and what you think really matters. You might want to think about that.